Oh my god, guys, I'm freaking out. Okay, so if you've been following me for the past week or so, you know I've been begging for brands to send me to Coachella this year. And I only have 145 followers, but I didn't want to buy a general admission ticket and hang out with the poor people. So I was like, please, any brand, any brand. Well, a brand finally came through, so I am so happy to announce that I will be partying this weekend with #Lockheed Martin. If you haven't heard of Lockheed Martin, let me fill you in. They are the world's #1 defense contractor, and you might know them from building bombs that bomb third world countries, but they also were involved in the very real Artemis 2 mission that recently launched. So this weekend, when you're partying at Coachella, make sure that you post your pictures on Instagram, tag Lockheed Martin, and also put the hashtag I love the taste of Benjamin Netanyahu's ballsack.
This is some incredible level of trolling as it pertains to Coachella Music Festival.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not know if I was gonna make it to Coachella this year. I was hearing nothing from brands, and then 2 weeks ago, I get an email from Lockheed Martin, yes, the Lockheed Martin who's been arming and protecting our country since I was, before I was even born, invited me to Coachella, so let's look at the house. So I just got here and it's kind of interesting because it looks kind of like it's underground. You guys, Lockheed is literally in their bunker era. I'm so obsessed. It really looks like a military bunker, and that's what, oh my god, it's my welcome gift. They were telling me all about this in the briefing call. Well, the air isn't gonna be breathable in the next 5 to 10 years. They're developing this new product that will help the population be able to breathe clean again. How cute is that? You guys, this house is crazy. I can't get enough of it. The really cool thing about it is underground and it's under the entire festival, so I don't even have to go outside to get to the different stages to see my favorite artists. So obsessed. All right, you guys, I gotta run because Sydney Sweeney is doing her welcome dinner because she is co-hosting at this house. So I'm super, super excited. I can't wait to share everything with you. Thank you for following along, supporting me to get me here.
And it would only continue.
Hey, how's it going? I didn't know you were going to be at Coachella. Yeah, it's good to see you. I didn't know you were going to be. I got invited by the evil capitalist corporation. Oh, nice. Is that the same one you told everyone to boycott when it was convenient for you because of their ties to a certain political affiliation and also because they were donating money to a country that is actively still committing a genocide? Yeah, but that was before I knew they could get me the bracelet that gets me VIP access. So it's all water under the bridge. Speaking of a misuse of water, do you see that private equity has a booth selling water? Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's in collaboration with a defense contractor where for every bottle of water that you buy, so long as you don't recycle it, you get to fly a drone with explosives into a building. And they make you sign something where you have to say legally that it is either a simulation and or just AI. Did the evil corporation that brought you here, did they do anything nice for you? Yeah, actually, they sent me a bunch of free PR that I'm probably never going to use. So I'm either going to give it to my friends, sell it online, or just throw it away because I don't want to bring it with me in my suitcase back home. Are you excited to see any of the musical performances? Well, in a way, I'm here to see the headliners and then go to an after party so I can social climb so I can get invited to a more important after party. So, oh yeah, that sounds fun. Question, were you paid thousands to be here? Yeah, so technically the evil corporation, they paid for my flight and hotel and pretty much everything, and also paid me tens of thousands of dollars to be here. But the good news is because I'm taking content, whatever I do spend money on, I can write off all my taxes.
Sadly, this is the case for many who got comped.
Excited to celebrate Coachella this year with Lockheed Martin. Missiles have always played a really important part. Missiles have always played a really important part of my life since childhood. I'm so excited to share it with my community. Meet me at the Guns Out Bombs Away. Meet me at the Guns Out Bombs Away pop-up at the Sahara tent from 1 to 3 to celebrate. See you there.
The desert's dry, but these hands aren't. Thank you so much, Lubriderm, for sending me to Coachella this year.
Excited to celebrate Coachella this year with Dawn dish soap. I get desert dirty. The only soap I trust is Dawn.
Festival blisters are no match for me. Thank you, Band-Aid, for keeping my feet blister and blood-free this Coachella.
The best part of waking up is Coachella in your cup. Thank you, Folders, for...
No one wants to be the hangry friend. Come party with me in the Honey Nut Cheerios tent at 2 p.m.
When your dogs are barking post-festival and the only thing that can calm them down is Purina Puppy Chow. Thank you.
And the hits kept on coming.
Nobody's talking about how
absolutely dystopian it is to watch so many people kind of sell their souls to go to Coachella. The military industrial complex just dropped me from Coachella. Let's pay $30,000 to get there anyways. Like, I don't want to see you at the Starbucks activation. Like, I don't want to see that Addicted took you to Coachella, girl. What happened to them people? And you know what, people? If the devil himself had a brand activation at Coachella, y'all would be taking that ticket. I got invited to Coachella by the devil. Let's build an outfit. I'm so excited because I'm going to Coachella with the devil. I'm side-eyeing a lot of you guys. I really am.
What crushes my spirit is this, that it was born from a boycott, from Pearl Jam, going to war with Ticketmaster, and now those prices have just gone way, way up. In 93, they played in Indio in front of 25,000 people. It was a humongous success. It proved artists could pull humongous crowds to a remote, non-corporate venue. Well, to put that into context now, when Coachella tickets were $50, water and parking were free, and the average concert ticket already costs around $38. So basically, it was like, hey, instead of paying $40 to see one artist, why don't you see a lot? And after struggling in the first few years, Golden Voice was then sold to AEG, which is owned by billionaire Philip Anschutz. A GA ticket in 2022 was $449. Today, $649. The festival is 2 weekends. It grosses over $114 million a year. And today, not just with GA, but VIP starts at $1,300, which is also up from previous years. Once you're inside, writes pop_economy on Instagram, you can pay $20 for some nuggies, $64 for a pair of burritos, which is also bleeping insane. And then there's the buy now, pay later payment, which was launched in 2009, and they report only 18% of people used it, but by 2025, 60% used it. Attendees need to pay a $41 fee just to use that service. That alone generates anywhere from $6 to $8 million across both weekends. And then they would go on to say, when profit maximization takes over, fans lose out. But live music doesn't have to drive us into debt. And then they list a few free and more affordable options. So look, we're honest here, right? I have gone to that festival so many times. I used to live in LA. It was very easy for me to get to. It's like 2 hours, I want to say. And I would go with a bunch of buddies. We would split the cost to try to keep it down. And although I did have FOMO because I watched the live streams, I thought Jack White was insane. The fact that he pulled that crowd at 3 o'clock. At a tent that I largely would hang out at was, my FOMO was high. Seeing Moby, high. It just was. But I think after learning about all this, it is all encompassing of how evil this capitalistic structure is that we are living through. This was born out of being anti-corporate. It was about giving back to people. And then some a-hole billionaire is like, ooh, that's a good idea. Because I have endless money. Because I have endless amounts of money off the backs of so many laborers that I stiffed and didn't pay well or at all. And I built my wealth by taking advantage of my fellow man. I'm going to buy that thing, and then I'm going to jack up the price. I'm going to make it worse, and then they're going to keep going. And that is the conundrum here. That is how hard it is for so many that just love music. I want to be very clear about this. I will go to almost any music show. I am a live music goer. I saw Takuya Kuroda this past weekend in Evanston. And it was amazing, by the way. Incredible artist that you all should go see. but like through the terrible evil forces that are taking advantage of our spaces. And just for this example, music, whether it's Philip Anschultz, whether it is festivals coming out as huge Trump supporters and Trump backers, they use that money to put into ICE facilities, Project 2025, etc. Spotify with streaming, you can't even listen to music without thinking about how Daniel Ek, the founder of Spotify, does not give a rat's you-know-what about the industry, about the artist, takes advantage of their labor, and puts that money into AI drone services to continue genocide. I mean, like, it's just like, I'm not trying to get on my soapbox here. It's just incredibly frustrating because I love going to these shows. I love talking to other festival goers. I love seeing acts that I've never seen before and may never see again. Like, I saw Le Imperatrice at Coachella, oh God, it was maybe like 5 years ago, maybe longer. And the lead singer left the band because of harassment that she suffered from others. That band will never be again. I saw Outkast at Coachella 2014. It'll never happen again. I mean, LCD Sound System was there. Although I did later see them in California, in Pasadena. All of this to say, I don't know how we put up enough barriers to not have private equity and really just blood-sucking ghouls take advantage of our spaces. I don't know. And then you even look into smaller venues in major cities or even non-major cities, and they're all bought up by private equity. Think about the stories that we have given you about Ticketmaster, about Live Nation. It's all horrible. How these vultures have invaded these spaces and said, oh, I see a profit in music, instead of it being about a symbiotic A to B relationship between artists/performers and fans. And just to let you know, my buddies went to a festival in Portugal or Spain, one of the two, and they even got VIP for the cost of a GA ticket here, to give you an idea. Prices are down in comparison to what we're paying here. We're just, if you want to be in the live music sphere, you have to pay an arm and a leg and part of your mortgage to go to these shows. And that is how many of these people who are in the top 1% like it. So it sucks. I have no advice. I have no way of signing off on this other than to say it blows. It does. I've been to Bonnaroo. The fact that Live Nation is just clearing that festival out, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Deplorable even. And I guess until there is some form of regulation and we were to hypothetically get it on someone like a Bernie Sanders' desk, it's just not going to happen. And there will be no change. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.